Yes, of course I understand, darling. Perfectly well. But don't expect me to wait up for you. Good night.
Hey, take it easy with that thing. It's only made of plastic. What's the matter?
That was my loving husband telling me he had to work late again.
Well, he spends all day at the studio. It's the only time he has to keep up with his business.
Oh, don't be a fool, Eddie. You know as well as I do where Owen will be tonight. And with whom.
Oh, now, you have no proof of that.
God, he's practically admitted to me that he's in love with Detective Saxon.
Now, Nola, calm down. You're getting all worked up over absolutely nothing. I'm sure of it.
You're on his side, Eddie, aren't you?
I'm not on anybody's side.
You men always side with each other. But it's all right, Eddie. Everybody seems to be against me. Even Paige approves of Owen's extramarital activities.
You'll never get me to believe that.
It so happens I saw Paige with Deborah in a cocktail lounge last night, having a very friendly chat.
So they are friends. They could be talking about anything.
Paige was probably providing Miss Saxon with a complete rundown of my faults. Things that Deborah can avoid doing so she'll please her precious Owen. I'm going out.
Look, Nola, you're all upset. I don't want you driving a car in this condition.
No, I think a ride in the night air will do me a world of good.
Look, can't we sit down and talk this thing over really calmly?
Oh, good night, Eddie. Don't wait up for me.
Where are you going, Nola? Nola!
I just saw Mom's car tear out of the driveway. What's going on?
Oh, she's gone for a little ride. Owen just called. Told her he was going to be late at the studio. Nola doesn't feel like being alone by herself tonight.
Well, Eddie, if she was upset, why didn't you try to stop her?
Well, what am I supposed to do? Lock the door and swallow the key? Look, it'll probably turn out all for the best. She'll take a little run up and down the highway and get rid of some of the tension.
Yeah, either that or wrap the car around a tree or drive into the nearest bar.
There's no danger of that, kid. You know, despite what people say about this picture having a curse on it, as far as your mother is concerned, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. She really hasn't touched a drop since we started.
The only one who's been affected by the curse is Trent Archer. Oh, I heard what happened yesterday. He's keeling over in the studio.
Yeah, and he wasn't well enough to work today, so we had to postpone another rehearsal.
These delays are costing us money, Brian.
You aren't kidding. At least he agreed to go see Dr. Kavanaugh, huh? He's over there right now.
Well, I hope he's all right. Not for his sake. I mean, personally, I can't stand the guy. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing he could be suffering from is terminal ego. But we're so far behind on this production.
Well, now that you're finished with me, I'm more suited to play Dracula than the devil. Certainly took a lot of blood.
Oh, I assure you got plenty left inside you.
Oh, doctor, how long am I going to live? Now, don't tell me it's going to be less than 30 years, or else I'll have a stroke and pass out right here.
Well, from what I was able to tell, you seem to be in pretty satisfactory health. We'll find out more when we get these back from the lab.
Okay, well, how long will that take?
One day.
Now, you don't seem to have any idea about why I'm having these seizures and fainting spells?
A little bit concerned about your low blood pressure. Could indicate a blood sugar problem.
Yeah, but that can be taken care of, right?
Yeah. Tell me, how long have you been having trouble sleeping?
Well, now, I've had insomnia for years. The middle of the night seems to be the best time to worry about where you're going to get your next job.
A loss of appetite?
No, that only happens really when I'm a bit tense, starting a new project.
Yeah. Well, you can do yourself a favor by just trying to relax, get more sleep, get in a few decent meals, And when I get a full workup on these, I will let you know.
Doctor, what'll happen if, say, we find out that I'm perfectly healthy?
Well, if the symptoms persist, we take some more tests.
Yeah. But then if there's still nothing?
Well, Mr. Vaughn did mention to me that you seem to be putting some credence into the so-called curse that's associated with this movie you're making. Is that what you're referring to?
Twice before, this project was started, and then it was never finished, due to strange circumstances.
Well, now tell me, you really believe that the ghost of some witch is trying to keep her story from being told?
Well, all I know is that the only time that I had this experience was when I felt that something strange was really happening to me, physically. And that was when I put myself in the place of the role of the devil himself.
Well, maybe there is a curse at work here.
What?
Yes, but no ghost is responsible for it, Mr. Archer. You are.
Me?
Yes, see, it's possible that your fears have just made you so anxious that they're giving you these physical symptoms.
I wasn't imagining when my whole body felt like it was on fire, or when I fainted.
No, I'm sure the symptoms are... Well, we'll find out about your physical condition when we get those back from the lab.
Well, aren't you going to give me something? A prescription, something?
Well, all right. Tell you what, there's a magazine you might be interested in subscribing to. It's called the Skeptical Inquirer, and it's all about, some of the nonsense that people believe in nowadays. You might want to take it once a month after meals.
Thank you, Doctor. I have enough to read, and I don't believe in nonsense.
All right, I'll be in touch.
Doctor, may I ask you something? What's your sign?
You know, this really reminds me of old times. I mean, not that it was so long ago, but remember how we used to get together and just kind of sit around and talk and mellow out?
Yeah, well, a few things have changed, Joe.
Yeah.
And ever since Calvin became acting chief, I see less of him now than I did when he was on the streets.
I keep trying to explain to this woman that us executive types can't work with one eye on the clock.
Well, at least while he's tucked away in that office, you don't have to worry about anybody shooting at him.
True. But I still think Calvin will be a lot happier when he gets back out on those streets, huh?
Oh, sure will. That won't be long either. Have you all noticed that I have kicked the crutch and I'm doing rather well with my cane here?
Mm-hmm. And pretty soon you won't need that either.
Nope. In no time at all, I'll be limping after you two chasing the bad guys, huh?
Well, Steve and I haven't chased too many bad guys lately, Calvin.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, Deborah and I don't see much of each other these days. As a matter of fact, Deborah doesn't hang around with cops anymore.
That isn't so.
Oh, well, you can't blame her. She's got to work around them all day, right?
Right.
Listen, I hate to break up the party, but I gotta go on late duty. Our new acting chief here has assigned me to late shift every night this week.
Hey, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Hey, by the way, you know, when you called this reunion together, you sounded like you had some earth-shattering news.
Well, I had a little information I wanted to share with my two best buddies.
What about Star? Doesn't she count?
Well, I heard about it yesterday.
Oh.
We're listening.
Oh, well, actually, I've come to a very important decision in my life. I'm going to look for a new apartment.
Oh, well, congratulations. That made the trip over here worthwhile.
I thought you liked your apartment.
Well, it's fine, but it's an efficiency, and it's just not big enough for 2 people.
2 people.
Okay. I asked Star to marry me.
And Star said yes.
We are officially engaged.
All right.
Good evening, miss.
I'm so happy for you guys. I wish I had some champagne.
Oh, Calvin, congratulations. I never thought any woman in the world would get you, except the greatest lady in the whole world.
I wasn't about to let this one get away from me.
Come here. Tell me, how long was it after he proposed that you said okay?
Well, I had to play hard to get. So I made him wait for my answer at least 15 seconds.
I'm so excited. Oh, all the best, babe.
Thank you.
All right, now listen, when is the momentous occasion? I'm going to need plenty of time so I can rent a tie.
Oh, you think you're going to have to need probably a whole suit. I expect you to be my best man.
I thought you were never going to ask. Thank you. I would be proud.
Calvin says we have at least a month, so you have plenty of time to go shopping.
Good.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to wait till my leg's completely healed. I would like to walk very proudly down the aisle instead of carrying this limp of mine with me. Anyway, I figure in a month or two I'll be walking pretty tall.
Mm-hmm. And I've been walking on air ever since he popped the question.
Well, you better get him quick before he gets cold feet and pops away.
Oh, no way. I don't think he'd dare leave me standing at the church. He's already met my two brothers, Willie and Sam.
Her two very big brothers.
Have you guys decided where you want a honeymoon?
Oh, well, by the time we decide to tie the knot, it's going to be overcoat weather around here, so...
So we thought we might like to go to the islands and lay out in the sun.
That's a terrific idea.
Yeah, it's another reason I want to make sure my leg gets all better. I want to lay around all day and dance all night.
You want to dance all night?
No, not all night.
Oh, Star, you're a very courageous lady. A lot of girls are reluctant to marry cops these days, you know.
Hey, look, I'm not too thrilled about what he does for a living, but I know Calvin loves it, and I'll just have to accept it.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure. Got no secrets from you.
Why marriage?
What?
What do you mean?
I mean, why not move in together? Try it for a while. A lot of couples are doing it these days.
Well, we figured what's right for a lot of couples is not necessarily right for us.
And I guess I'm really an old-fashioned girl because I think if two people really love each other, they should be willing to give a real commitment. And that means marriage, right?
Right.
Well, it's nice to see that somebody still believes in marriage. Ah, listen, I got to get back to work before all the crooks start without me. I'm really happy for you.
I wonder how Owen would like it if he knew his lady friend was being unfaithful to him.
Excuse me, lady. Let me have a copy of the monosode.
Right here.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'll try. Hey, haven't I seen you someplace before?
Oh, it's possible.
I've seen you on the television, right? Don't tell me, let me guess.
I'll give you a hint. I'm not one of Charlie's angels.
Nola Patterson, right?
As a matter of fact, yes.
I can't believe it. A real live movie star right here at my newsstand.
Oh, this is your lucky night.
Before my TV went on the Fritz, I never missed one of your movies. In the old days, me and Charlie, he's my late husband, we saw every one of your films.
Oh, well, I'm flattered.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize you right off, but you look...
Older.
We all look older, honey. I thought you were the most beautiful woman in pictures those days. Oh, I didn't mean that you're not beautiful now.
Oh, you have a rather interesting face yourself.
You know, I can remember cutting pictures of you out of one of those movie magazines. I'll bet I still have it someplace.
Do you really? Well, since you have a picture of me, I think it's only fair that I should have one of you. Would that be all right?
Oh.
Oh, darling, I really feel awful just kind of bursting in here without even calling first.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You're always welcome here. Besides, Draper is working late tonight, so I will enjoy the company. And I love it when you bring over presents.
Well, I guess he'll be like it.
Oh, baby book. Thank you.
Tell you the truth, I got into my car and I just didn't feel like going back to that apartment. It just, without you there, it's so cold and lonely.
Well, what about Elliot? Have you spoken to him? Have you resolved anything?
Yeah, I resolved everything all right. I threw him out.
Margot, I hope you didn't make that decision because of Elliot and me.
Oh, darling, I just wish I'd been strong enough to make that decision a long time ago.
I hope you don't mind my saying this.
What, really?
I have never felt that Elliot could be trusted. I never believed in him.
Well, darling, I didn't believe in him either. I just sort of convinced myself that I was in love with him. Only he didn't love me back, and when one doesn't have love, one must at least have respect. Only I don't think he respected me either.
No, I didn't think he did.
Well, he proved it the other day. When he walked out of that apartment and left you lying there not caring whether you lived or died. That's the most disrespect he could have shown me. He knew how much you mean to me, how much I...
Margot, don't do it to yourself.
Well, no, I just don't ever want to see him again, that's all. Except when he comes by to pick up his things, I'm going to see him then, because I'm not letting him come in that apartment without my watching him. The man's not only a coward, he's a thief. I want to be there to be sure that he leaves with only what belongs to him and nothing else.
You know something? Old Hester surely put a lot of scary stories into this book of hers.
Oh, yeah, she had a hell of an imagination.
If she were alive today, she could make $1 million writing those gothic paperbacks everybody's reading.
Well, everybody seems to be convinced that her spirit is still around. Why don't you see if you can get in touch with her? Maybe she'd be interested in doing some ghostwriting.
Oh, very funny. What I should get in touch with is a literary agent and get this thing published.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good evening, everybody. Don't bother to stand up.
Doc Cavanaugh check you out?
Well, Trent, you seem to be in a very good mood. I suppose that means the doctor didn't find anything wrong.
Oh, he assured me that either I'd live to be 100 or else until next Tuesday, whichever came first. Oh, the test turned out very well, as a matter of fact. I tell you, I am a picture of health.
Oh, as good looking on the inside as on the outside, huh?
Trent, I suppose that means that you won't be suffering from any more fainting spells.
Well, yeah, and he was suspicious about tension, you know, and blood, things like that. Whatever.
Well, you see, I told you it wasn't old Hester putting the evil eye on you.
No, I've a good frame of mind, as a matter of fact. Actually, I'm hungry. You know, I haven't felt famished since I arrived here in Monticello.
Well, dinner will be ready pretty soon.
No, I think I'm going to venture out to one of the restaurants that Owen's been talking about recommending.
Well, suit yourself. There's a good Mexican place over there on Hill Boulevard. Best chili burgers this side of the mountains.
Thanks for the suggestion. Where's Paige?
Oh, she's out shopping. She should be back soon.
You know, I do hate to dine alone, particularly out in public. It's just not good for my image. Brian, you don't mind if I ask Paige to join me?
Well, that's that. Eddie, if you'll give me a hand, I'll load this into the car and run it back out to the soundstage.
Sure. You want to give us a hand, Trent?
Me? What am I, a stagehand? There we go.
See you later.
All right. The autobiography of Hester Atherton. Oh, Mrs. Hooks, why didn't you just let this damn thing burn?
On June 7th, 1870, Macaulay's ship was scheduled to arrive back in Salem from a voyage. As the foremaster entered the bay, I climbed to the top of a crag overlooking the harbor I then summoned my Prince of Darkness and asked him to empower me with the mastery of the elements. As I raised my hands, a cloudless sky began to darken. Within minutes, the winds were whipping, the seas were running high, as rain came down in torrents. Even though it was summer, the storm was as fierce as any nor'easter I've seen in my day. In a few minutes, it was all over. As the sun shone, I walked to the beach to watch the splinters of wood which were Macaulay's schooner washed up on shore. Terence Macaulay took advantage of Hester Atherton, and it cost him his life. Anyone who chooses to cross me, beware, for the same fate awaits you.
Paige? Paige?